Israel and Iran today are the worst of enemies. Frequently do the mullahs of Tehran issue condemnations of what they call the Great Satan, the United States, and the Little Satan, Israel. This has in turn sparked a Cold War between Iran and Israel, with their enmity constantly featuring on newspapers. It would be hard to imagine that the current Iranian government owes its survival to Tel Aviv's military aid. Yet, truth can be stranger than fiction. It was the year 1979. In just over 13 months, a monarchical tradition which lasted for over 2 millennia was overthrown and replaced by a theocratic government led by the Shia clergy. Ayatollah Khomeini, the new leader of Iran, proclaimed the country to be an enemy of the United States and Israel. The two powers were considered to be the two main backers of the preceding Pahlavi dynasty. With the rise of Ayatollah Khomeini in Tehran, neighboring states, especially those with significant Shia populations, feared the spread of this revolutionary brand of political Islam. Among them stood out Iraq's newly anointed president, Saddam Hussein. Iraq was an emerging power, setting its sights on becoming the undisputed hegemon of the Arab world. Witnessing the rise of a Shia Islamist theocracy on his doorstep, Saddam feared Iraq's Shia clergy also had similar aspirations. Khomeini's frequent condemnations of his government and the rise in Shia Islamist militant activity certainly did not help in alleviating his fears. Believing Iran's military capabilities had weakened due to the post-revolutionary instability that had engulfed the country, Saddam sought to seize the opportunity to go to war. On the 22nd of September 1980, Iraqi troops invaded Iran, making advances on the ground. Both the world superpowers, along with most of the Arab states, backed Saddam's invasion, united by their opposition to Iran's new leadership. Desperate to find allies, Ayatollah Khomeini and the Iranian government turned to their sworn enemy, Israel. Following the formation of the State of Israel in 1948, Israeli policymakers formulated the Periphery Doctrine, building close ties with non-Arab Muslim states and non-state actors in order to counter the threat posed by its neighbors. Therefore, Israel had close relations with Pahlavi Iran, and even after the revolution, tried to form ties with the new theocratic government of Ayatollah Khomeini. In the eyes of Tel Aviv, Iran's supposed commitment to anti-Zionism was nothing more than rhetoric. On top of that, Tehran seemed to be a strong counterweight to Baghdad, a regional power with both the intent and capability to cause significant damage to Israel. Despite Iran's calls for the destruction of the Jewish state, Tel Aviv was keen on supplying Iran with weapons. Policymakers in Israel reasoned that the arms sales would strengthen the moderates within the government, who could rise to power after Ayatollah Khomeini left the scene. In early 1980, Israeli Prime Minister Menachem Begin defied the US embargo on Iran and approved arms shipments to the country. In exchange, Ayatollah Khomeini agreed to permit a large number of Iranian Jews to emigrate to Israel or the United States. After the Iraqi invasion, Tel Aviv continued its clandestine sale of arms to Iran, while urging the United States to improve ties with the revolutionaries in Tehran. This violated the US embargo on Iran, as Washington D.C. supported Iraq in the conflict. Then, on the 7th of July 1981, the Israeli Air Force conducted a surprise attack on Iraq's Osirak nuclear reactor, hemorrhaging Iraq's nuclear weapons program. This was done a year after a similar Iranian attack, which partially damaged the reactor. Saddam then used the Israeli attack to claim that the Iranians were allied with Israel in an attempt to undermine Iran's anti-Israeli rhetoric. In response, Ayatollah Khomeini alleged Saddam to be colluding with Tel Aviv and forced them to intentionally bomb the Osirak nuclear reactor. Despite Tehran's denials, its relations with Israel emerged to be an open secret. After the election of Ronald Reagan in the United States, Washington, D.C. began to turn a blind eye to Israel's arms sales to Iran. Then, as the war dragged on, many in Tehran began to believe that access to American arms would be necessary for a victory in the war. Therefore, through Israel, Iran approached the United States with an offer in 1985. In exchange for American weaponry, Tehran agreed to force Hezbollah, a Lebanese paramilitary organization with close ties to the Iranians, to release around 104 hostages, with most of them being American. These arms shipments violated the US embargo on Iran, therefore had to be done clandestinely. Then, in 1986, a Lebanese magazine called Ashira exposed the arms for hostages operation. It was later revealed that part of the proceeds from the arms sales went into funding the anti-communist Contra rebels in Nicaragua. This was illegal according to US law, as the Boland Amendment prohibited US assistance to the Contras. With the scandal coming into public view, the US Congress launched an investigation into the matter. Although President Reagan himself was not indicted of any wrongdoing, many government officials were indicted and eventually convicted for their role in the scandal. Iran denied any involvement in the affair. After 8 years of brutal war, Iran and Iraq agreed to a ceasefire. Despite the huge human and financial cost, Iran's Islamic Revolution was successfully consolidated from both external and internal threats. Khomeini would remain at the helm of affairs until his death in 1989, after which Ali Khamenei, a member of the conservative faction, succeeded him as supreme leader of Iran. In the 34 years since Khomeini's death, Iran has emerged as a regional hegemon, harboring the aspiration of becoming a nuclear power. These 34 years have not been positive for Israeli-Iranian relations. On the other hand, they have witnessed the rapid deterioration of relations between the two, with Iran bolstering its support for anti-Israeli organizations such as Hezbollah in Lebanon. Israel, in turn, has increased cooperation with Sunni Arab states in a complete inversion of the periphery doctrine. Ironically, it is the Israelis today who oppose any sort of thaw in US-Iranian relations. It could be said Israeli policymakers, blinded by their adherence to the periphery doctrine, failed to understand the changing realities of West Asia and unwittingly abetted the rise of their greatest rival, a price for which they have to pay today. Thanks for watching the video. If you would like to watch something related to Iran, you can click on the video on the left, which is about the causes of the Iranian Revolution of 1979. But if you wish to watch something else, you can click on the video on the right, which is about Turkey's forgotten civil war.